not a parent yet. So maybe I'm not the person to be giving out advice to parents. But let me just say this, and you can either take it or leave it. If I were you, I would not allow my kids to get too attached to these child stars. Because now we have plenty of examples. We have so many examples that we can look at and we can see what the true agenda is. You see, Hollywood and the music industry, they have a very obvious agenda. They want to get your young kids, they want to attract them to these child stars. They want them to become obsessed with these child stars. They want them to look at these child stars as role models. And then one day out of nowhere, these child stars grow up. They start doing a bunch of questionable things, and they want your children to go right along with them. They want your children to go from being happy little kids obsessed over this child star to all of a sudden, within a snap of a finger, a flip of a switch, they want them to go down this degenerate weirdo path that these child stars wind up going down once they get a little bit older. And there's never really any warning that this is about to happen. You know, one day your kid is singing Disney Channel Hannah Montana songs. They're going to school with their Hannah Montana notebooks. And then you turn on the TV and there's Hannah Montana butt naked on a wrecking ball swinging around. And you're like, what in the hell? When did this happen? Now, obviously, child stars grow up. They're allowed to grow up. They're allowed to try to attract a more adult audience once they get older. I get it. But the transition is never smooth. And I think that the transition is never smooth for a reason. They literally want there to be a rapid transition so you don't have time to keep up with what's going on. You think it's safe for your kids to watch Hannah Montana. You don't realize that over the past week, she turned into a total slut. But Hannah Montana, though, Miley Cyrus, a lot of people had problems with that transition of Miley Cyrus going from the Hannah Montana kid star to Miley Cyrus turning into the adult star. But that transition was at least a little bit better. It ran a little bit more smoothly than this transition that we're currently watching with JoJo Siwa. Because you see, at least with Miley Cyrus, once she sent that message that, hey, I'm grown now, I'm going to be doing grown people things, the message was kind of loud and clear. But the message that JoJo Siwa is sending, as she tries to have this, rebellious Miley Cyrus type of phase as she gets older and wants to, appeal to an older audience, it's just not running smoothly. It's actually extremely cringy. It's kind of unbelievable. It's so forced. And it's obvious that they're trying to do something here. They're trying to toe the line. Where, okay, we're going to make music that appears to adults, but we're still going to have JoJo Siwa having an appearance that appeals to little kids. And, I made a video about this a while back, basically talking about the fact that we should cancel JoJo Siwa. Not cancel her because of her transition into adulthood, but cancel her because she is so freaking annoying. And that little dance she does, man, I've never seen anything worse than that. But yeah, with JoJo Siwa, she went from being the colorful, girl with the berets in her head, the bows, and everyone was all into it. You had the markers, the JoJo Siwa coloring books, the colored pencils, and then you wake up one day, and all of a sudden, she's a Joe Dirt lesbian. And I'm just sitting here like, what? 2 or 3 days ago, you were skipping around, doing hopscotch with berets in your head, and now all of a sudden I'm supposed to believe that you're a raging lesbian, and for some reason your stylist decided, hey, let's give her the Joe Dirt. Let's make her look like riffraff. Let's make her look like a complete idiot. And her personality just totally flipped out of nowhere. She goes from this girly girl, prissy, colorful girl to, oh, now I'm going to talk with a scratchy voice. I'm going to sip Mountain Dew and Monster Energy drinks, and I'm going to act like I'm freaking Joe Dirt. It's absolutely insane. It's hilarious. It's so forced. You can tell that JoJo doesn't even, I don't think she's allowed to have a personality of her own. Her personality is crafted and created by the people who promote her music and stuff, by her team, and they kind of place a new, it's like when you change outfits, but for JoJo Siwa, they're changing personalities and just her whole overall appearance and how she appears to the outside world. They're coming in and forming this new identity for her, and it's really cringy. It's not working. It's backfiring. It's backfiring dramatically. And honestly, I'd love to see it. And watching all of this play out, it's really interesting. Because like we were talking about Hannah Montana and Miley Cyrus earlier, at the very least, I think teenagers, right? Middle schoolers, young kids in high school, they were watching Hannah Montana. So the change wasn't as drastic. Now, with JoJo Siwa, I don't think she ever really had any teenage fans. I think most of her fans were like freaking 9-year-olds, right? And right now, I think her fans are still all like 9-year-olds. Yet she's trying to do this little edgy adult thing, but her audience hasn't changed. I think that Miley Cyrus was able to find a different audience, and some of Miley Cyrus's audience grew with her. JoJo Siwa was on a level that really you can't grow. You know, someone like JoJo Siwa and the character that she portrayed and her identity, I don't think that's an identity that you grow out of and then you start being an edgy adult, right? So I do not believe for 1 second that a bunch of grown folks are listening to JoJo Siwa all of a sudden. No, it's the same 8 and 9-year-olds that were obsessed with her to begin with. Now, some of them may be older now, some of them may be mentally deranged like JoJo, but that's beside the point. But, you know, I've documented some of the cringy things that she's been doing, but she had a show recently. And, I mean, the way they dressed this girl up still, it's clear, like, you're not dressing this girl up to appeal to adults. You're dressing this girl up to appeal to 9-year-olds. While she talks about karma's a bitch, you know what I'm talking about? And it's just like, god damn. But she had a recent show, and in this show, you can see that she's trying incredibly hard. Like, I guess she's 21 now. So during the show, she just grabs a bottle of Tito's vodka and she takes a shot. Yeah, look at me, everyone. I'm old enough to drink. No one cares. We all still view you like a 6-year-old. And the crowd of people watching you are all still 12. Why are you acting like this? But to make matters worse, I don't know if I could even say this on YouTube, but in the middle of her show, she starts rubbing on her clit in front of a bunch of 12-year-olds. And I don't know how to feel about it. Let's go ahead and roll these clips, and then I'll be right back with more thoughts. Oh, karma's an ass, and I'm all up in her butt crack. If I had a wish, I would be a fake lesbo. Oh, karma's an ass, and I'm all up in her butt crack. If I had a wish, I would be a fake lesbo. Oh, karma's an ass, and I'm all up in her butt crack. If I had a wish, I would be a fake lesbo. Oh, karma's an ass, and I'm all up in her butt crack. It's like, we get it. You're gay, and you're 21. You want to be viewed as being older and edgy. But do we really need to see JoJo Siwa playing with her kitty cat during these concerts? Did anyone smell the mic afterwards? I mean, how is that even... We are post-pandemic now, right? We are living in a society that should be more cleaner than it used to be. How is this sanitary? Is that even the word that I'm looking for? How is this okay? This is kind of gross. And let's say you're a backup dancer and JoJo Siwa literally starts rubbing on her vajayjay on stage and then she touches you. Can you not sue her? Is that not a form of some type of harassment? I would love to see JoJo Siwa catch a case. I think she needs to. Let's sit this girl down somewhere. And I would be honest with you. I don't even believe this whole, I'm a lesbian. I don't even believe it. I think JoJo Siwa will probably end up with a dude within the next 10 years. I'll give her 10 years. If she was a regular person, I would give her maybe a year and a half. But because she's in Hollywood, she's going to keep up this gay persona. Because that was the first thing they did. That was the first bomb drop. All of a sudden, JoJo Siwa's gay now. I don't believe anything about JoJo Siwa. Because everything you see, like I said, it's a crafted character by her managers, her publicists, you name it. They're all creating this character for her. We don't even know who this girl really is and how she actually acts and what she really likes. And as I was explaining earlier, look at the outfit she's wearing. They're not dressing this girl up like this to appeal to freaking 25 and 30-year-olds. No. They want her taking shots of vodka, rubbing on her coochie coo, and they still want her dressed up like a freaking 10-year-old, a gay 10-year-old in her little weird pride costumes, and they want to flaunt her in front of your children. Knowing that, hey, 6 months ago, your children were looking at the JoJo Siwa, and they were all skipping around, snapping with berets in their hair. And now they're watching JoJo Siwa play with her putty cat on stage while drinking Tito's vodka, doing whatever she can to appear edgy, but at the end of the day, she's just annoying. She's just downright annoying. So, I want to be clear here. I'm not saying that you should cancel JoJo for what she did on that stage. But I am saying that you should cancel JoJo for being the most annoying human being on planet Earth. And I think we need to send that message loud and clear, just in case she hasn't realized how cringy she is yet. Because if you're going to be a part of this agenda to drag kids down, at least try to do a good job. At least be entertaining. Don't be so blatantly obvious and so blatantly cringy that your tactics don't even work because you look like a freaking artard. But with all of that being said, let me know your thoughts about this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all soon in the next one.